that surgery actually didn't go well at all. Something went seriously wrong during that surgery, and they left one of my arteries open.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about trans surgery regret. So I don't know if it's necessarily trans, it could be non-binary, anything with under this new umbrella term. It's actually horrifying, these actually they're all girls who regret mostly having top surgery, but most of them all just regret doing what they did. Thank you all so much for liking, subscribing, joining this channel, helping me get these videos out there, and really helping to see. I see a difference starting. I see a crack in this whole charade of gender affirming care, and these young people, seems to be mostly girls, getting swept into this insanity. So with that, I want to bring up this first one right here. And I hope you're prepared for all of this, because it's quite depressing, to be honest with you. I got depressed trying to even find these. But it's very important for me as an elder to bring this information to you. So let's start with this young lady.
And by the time I turned 19, so it was a pretty quick turnaround, I started taking testosterone. And then about a year after that, I had a double mastectomy. I had top surgery and I had my breast removed. And then a couple more years after that, I had a hysterectomy. I had my uterus, ovaries, cervix, and fallopian tubes all removed.
Oh.
And that surgery actually didn't go well at all. Something went seriously wrong during that surgery, and they left one of my arteries open, is what I understand about it. And after the surgery, I wasn't recovering well. So they kept me at the hospital, and they couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. But later that same night, they did an ultrasound and found that I'd been bleeding out for a few hours. And so they rushed me back into emergency surgery that night, fixed whatever was going wrong, and then I had 3 blood transfusions before I was able to leave the hospital.
Wow. OMG. This young woman, girl, lady, human, did all of that at the age of 19 because they thought they were trans, okay? I'm going to put links to all of these videos because there's so much going on here. I couldn't really, I wanted to give you like 4 or 5 different stories. I can't play the whole video in the time frame that we have here, but it's going to blow you away, the story of this young person. Eventually they went, they're Catholic, and they went to their pastor and said, I feel like I'm not trans, and I'm not sure I did the right thing, and went through their church and eventually got help to start to detransition. But all the damage was done. All the damage was done. And all they had to do was say they were trans. And next thing you know, they were getting surgery. They didn't even go through therapy. They didn't even it wasn't even long term. It was like basically identifying as trans from the age of like 17 or 18, socially transitioning, living that way. Then at 19, literally going in and having a hysterectomy, top surgery, everything. At 19. What's happening, everybody? This is just, I mean, I'm mad, but I want to cry. You know me, I'll start to cry because I just can't even believe this is happening to these young girls. I just am blown away. And why you are helping me get this message out there. We cannot have this anymore. We cannot have this anymore. This is just insanely disgusting. So the second one I'm going to bring up for you. Oh, God, I don't even know which one to bring next. They're all so tragic and gross. Okay, so I'm going to bring up this person right here. It says, I removed my breast for nothing. A detransitioner.
To also have the awareness of why that is. Okay, it's not just that I was born without them, right? And it's not because there was some evil curse, there was some sick disease inside them that I needed to restore my body to health. It was 100% elective, unconscious self-mutilation due to conscious self-hate, due to the most ugly and disgusting thing of all, which is severe emotional turmoil and pain. I mean, I didn't just have my breasts removed for no reason, right? I was in an extreme amount of pain for years before.
This person can just go on and on talking about their emotional pain. All these girls say pretty much the same thing, and you're going to see. They were not being treated for the underlying condition. Something was going on with them. They all admit it. But instead of that, they got sucked in by their friends. They got sucked in by the internet. They got sucked in by this idea by changing their bodies, everything would be okay, and they would have gender euphoria, and their lives would go on. But that's not the truth. You and I both know that's not the truth. Yet here we are with these young women saying they regret doing this surgery. Where are the adults? And how come they didn't need a certain amount of time in therapy in order to make sure that these irreversible surgeries were going to help them move forward in their lives for the rest of their lives? And now, where's the medical help for these young people? There is none. There is none. This young person is a detransitioner and is going to talk about being without the breasts, and they're now a mother.
I went through my whole pregnancy flat-chested, which was strange and difficult and, isolating, because like seeing yourself in the mirror as like a woman with a flat masculinized chest and a pregnant belly is just makes you feel kind of like a freak. I'm not saying that you are a freak. I mean, that's kind of the whole point of this video, but anyway, I'm starting to get a little uncomfortable with.
So, you see what she said? It makes you feel kind of like a freak, but then she didn't want to say that. She didn't want to say that. I'm sure for a lot of reasons, and my own opinion is the reason why she doesn't want to say that is because she doesn't want other people who are in the same situation that she is, detransitioning without breasts, and make them feel bad about themselves. And she probably doesn't want to feel bad about her own self, which, come on. How can she not feel bad about herself? She's now a mother and she can't breastfeed. Even though in the whole video she talks about how she's really just trying to get over it and it's okay. Some people, she's basically talking herself into it being okay. It's not okay. I'm glad that she's trying to make herself feel okay. I think that's a very healthy thing to do. But let's just be real here. It's not okay. It's not okay that this young woman took her breasts off, made a mistake, and now wanted to move forward and become a mom and have a baby and breastfeed and can never do that. This one is kind of a famous detransitioner, but whether or not you know her or not, has a very fascinating story. So,
you had your breasts removed?
Yeah, I got a double mastectomy when I was 26.
What was that? Was there a single moment that you realized I made a grave mistake?
I wouldn't say there was a single moment. It was a progression of realizations that when I first started the cross-sex hormones and the depression was still there, I thought it's because I haven't transitioned enough, so I'll get the surgery. And then I got the double mastectomy and the depression and self-hatred was still there, so I thought, okay, I'll get the hysterectomy and then I'll get the phalloplasty and I'll get everything that I need to get. But fortunately for me, after the double mastectomy, I kind of had that realization where I was like, what if I do go the full way and I still hate myself like this? I didn't need hormones or surgery, I needed therapy.
There it is, right there. Right there. Right there. I didn't need hormones and surgery. I needed therapy. They all say it in their videos. It's actually insane. You know, it did work out for me. How do you think this makes me feel? It makes me feel horrified for these young people. It worked out for me because I was 30. I went through years of therapy, Okay, you all know it worked out for me. You can't deny it. I am happy. I am solid. But I'm an adult who made an adult choice and went through an actual system for people who have something called gender dysphoria. And there's no other way to get around it but to utilize medical and surgery. It's a very tiny amount of people in the world that have this. It is rare. It is why it worked out for me and other people as adults, because it is rare, and we do recognize that. 32 years. It makes me sick to my stomach to see this. I will not be a part of this. This is not gender affirming anything. This is actual mutilation. This is actual insanity. It's medical malpractice. It's malpractice in the transgender community. Shame on that community. It's not mine. I'm not taking any responsibility for that community. Something's wrong. I'm so pissed for these young girls. Let me bring up this last one. This one is quite sad. Not that they all aren't. They all make me sad.
I kind of regret top surgery. And maybe more than kind of. I had top surgery in 2015 when it was a month before I turned 17. 17. So I was pretty young. It really wasn't even 2 years between actually knowing I was non-binary and getting top surgery.
Non-binary.
And top surgery was also something I was not sure about. I knew that I had dysphoria over kind of how I presented and was perceived by others with that chest. Like just kind of how I appeared in clothing and around other people. And I did bind, but
17, non-binary. Why is a non-binary getting chest surgery at 17? Non-binary is an identity choice. It is not part of the trans, okay, at all. I don't care what any of you say. It's not. It is an identity choice. It is not a mental disorder, okay? You're choosing not to be a man, or it's called androgyny. So here we have a 17-year-old who I'm pretty sure did not go through any therapy and just went and had top surgery done and now regrets it and is embarrassed. The whole video, not sure if I should talk about it. I'm not sure if I really should be saying this. I mean, because the reason why they don't want to say it is because the sick community will tear you apart and make you feel like a bad person for even saying that. I found some videos where people are just like, I hate when detransitioners say blah, blah, blah. Of course you do. Of course you hate it. You hate it because they're exposing you. Why do you hate detransitioners so much? Why do I have love for them? Don't you think that's a little bit strange? With all this insanity, I just want to let you know that I'm not going to shut up. I'm going to keep bringing all of these videos. I'm going to keep interviewing people. I'm going to keep exposing this nonsense. You know, it's not even nonsense. It's insanity to be doing this to young girls, okay? Even young boys. But the majority of everything I find tends to be young girls, okay? And I'm just heartbroken for these people. Heartbroken, disgusted. It also interferes with somebody like me and my transition and people who actually need this medicine in order to move forward as adults. Because they will shut down everything because they're doing stuff like this. And I actually don't blame you. I don't. I really don't. I don't blame if the whole system gets shut down. It's the fault of the transgender agenda community BS. And it serves you all just right because you made this happen. When you start doing this stuff to 17, I don't even care that that other person was 27. What? This is a life-changing, non-reversible surgery space. Stop calling it reversible. Hormones are not reversible. Surgery is not reversible. Mental health, These people have to live with this for the rest of their lives, but you don't seem to care because it's only about you. So with that, I'm going to leave you with this. We must all come together, all of us, okay, to go against this insanity. This is not gender affirming anything. It is destroying young people's lives. And together we can expose the insanity, we can expose this, and we can help these people get back to a space of maybe not feeling so bad about themselves, and maybe learning how to accept their bodies, and maybe just knowing that you're going through a little bit of time right now, kiddo. We've all done it. We've all done it. You'll get to the other side. Just deal with it a little bit right now. It's uncomfortable, but you will get to the other side. That's what they need to hear. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. I really tried not to cry. I tried not to cry. Okay? I don't know if you saw my tears, but I try. It is not easy for me to do these, but I will not stop. And thank you all so much for helping me get these messages out there. And thank you all so much for liking and subscribing, moving this channel forward. I appreciate you all so much. And with that, I'll see you guys all on the next one.